Y'all, since I've been covering Texas high school football, this is the biggest week ever. The games we have Friday are just unbelievable. Real quick, before we get into some picks, I'm going to tell you the games we have going on Friday. Listen to this. Prosper versus Allen. Prosper is 6-1. Allen is 7-0. North Shore versus Atascocita. They're both undefeated. 6-1 Westlake versus undefeated Lake Travis. 5-1 Lovejoy versus 6-1 Walnut Grove. Big time rivalry. P&G versus Nederland. P&G is 7-0. Nederland is 6-1. Iowa Colony at 6-1. And 6-1 Fort Bend Marshall. 6-1 Pine Tree versus 6-2 Chapel Hill. 6-1 El Campo versus 6-1 Bay City, another big time rivalry. 5-2 Gilmer versus 5-2 Pleasant Grove. 5-2 Tatum versus 5-3 Atlanta. 7-0 Columbus versus 6-1 Hitchcock. Goliad 6-1 versus 7-0 Edna. 7-0 Panhandle versus 7-0 Sunray. So another undefeated regional matchup. And what really gets me about these games is most of them, I think pretty much all of them, are deciding who will probably take control, if not win, these districts. You look at North Shore and Atascocita, they have ran their schedule, and unless one of them gets beat between after this game and the playoffs, that's who's going to win this district. The same with Westlake and Lake Travis. Lake Travis has not been beaten. Westlake got beat by Atascocita, which is not in their district. They're both undefeated in district, which they both will probably run their district. Whoever wins this game will win that district. Also, Prosper versus Allen is another big 6A matchup. The winner of this one will probably win the district. Allen is 7-0. Allen has had a phenomenal year this year. Prosper, they've got a phenomenal offensive line. Their only loss is the beginning of the season to Westlake. Like I said, they're undefeated in district. That's what makes this week so big time. There are so many marquee games, and each and every game means so much, including the rivalry games. I did not think El Campo at Bay City would be a one loss between two schools matchup, but it is, and it means so much. So not only in a lot of these games do you have a rivalry game that means so much to the fans, so much to the communities, you also have these teams battling it out for district. These are the three biggest rivalry games throughout the season. One is P&G versus Nederland. P&G is undefeated. Nederland is 6-1, as I said. The next is Bay City versus El Campo. We just talked about them. Both teams have one loss. They're in control of their district. The winner of this game will win the district. And again, Lake Travis versus Westlake, or Westlake at Lake Travis. Lake Travis is undefeated. Westlake only has one loss out of district. These three rivalry games are the biggest rivalry games that we have seen this year. So, again, so many things going on. Not to mention, there are two schools that started off 0-2, and they are competing for their district this coming Friday. Lovejoy started out 0-2. They got a brand new coach. We were like, what is going on? They've already got so much talent. They're on a 5-game win streak now. Gilmer, you're defending state champions. They started out 0-2. Guess what they're doing? They're on a 5-game win streak right now, and a lot of things is on the line this coming Friday night for the Buckeyes in terms of what spot they will get in the playoffs. So there's a lot of hot teams right now in Texas high school football. There are teams this weekend that I did not think would have a chance to get in the playoffs or have a top playoff spot, more or less win their district. West Orange Stark is one of those teams. They only have one loss. I believe that loss is to Nederland, and they're in control of their district. They face Silsbee this coming Friday. This matchup will, depending on what happens with Hampshire Fannett, will determine who wins this district. Okay, enough yapping. Let's get to some content. Let's get to some picks. So, I got a couple of college picks as well after this, so stay tuned for that. So, Prosper versus Allen. So, Allen is 7-0. Prosper has one loss. I'm picking Allen in this one only because Allen is at home. They're going to show up. They're going to show out over there. Their fans are going to be crazy. Give me Allen at home in this matchup. North Shore versus Atascocita. Both teams 7-0. I like Atascocita in this game because they will be at home. They look like one of the hottest teams in Texas. Give me the Eagles in this matchup. Westlake versus Lake Travis. Westlake has much improved since that loss to Atascocita. I've got them getting a huge win on the road right here versus Lake Travis. Lovejoy versus Walnut Grove. Lovejoy 0-2 start of the season. They're playing super hot right now. They beat Melissa. They beat Emerson. They beat Anna. Walnut Grove just lost to Melissa. Or no, just lost to Anna. I think Walnut Grove's a phenomenal team, but I've got Lovejoy winning on the road and taking control of that district this coming Friday night. P&G versus Nederland. P&G has had some close games here recently. Nederland is at P&G. My bad. I've got Nederland getting a huge win in this rivalry right here. I just feel like they're going to win it. I think tensions are high. P&G has won a couple of close games. I think Nederland walks in there and gets it done this Friday night. Iowa Colony versus Fort Bend Marshall. The winner of this will probably take control of this district. Give me Fort Bend Marshall at home in this matchup. Pine Tree versus Chapel Hill. Pine Tree's had a phenomenal season. We didn't think they'd be this good, but they are. However, I think Chapel Hill gets this win at home versus Pine Tree. El Campo versus Bay City. This is at Bay City. The Black Cats are home here. Give me the home team in this big-time rivalry game. 5-2 Gilmer versus 5-2 Pleasant Grove. I got the Buckeyes winning a big one on the road here versus Pleasant Grove. West Orange Stark versus Txhsfb. West Orange Stark is 5-1. Txhsfb is 5-2. I like Txhsfb in this matchup. I think they get a big win at home versus West Orange Stark. Big East Texas matchup. Tatum versus Atlanta. They're both 5-2. Give me Atlanta winning a big one at home versus Tatum in this matchup. 6-1 Goliad versus 7-0 Edna. Give me Edna, the home team right here, winning a huge district matchup. And last but not least, the battle of 7-0 teams. 7-0 Panhandle versus 7-0 Sunray. I've got Sunray getting a big win at home and taking control of that district versus Panhandle. A couple of college picks for free for you. Q's at Pittsburgh. Big matchup here. Has nothing to do with Texas, but it does. If Pittsburgh wins this and SMU wins this week, they will have a big matchup in Dallas, here in Texas, at SMU. Pittsburgh will be undefeated. SMU only has that one loss to BYU. I do think Pittsburgh gets a close win right here versus the Orange. The Orange aren't that bad this year, but give me Pittsburgh in hopes of a great matchup in Dallas next weekend. Notre Dame versus Navy, got to include them. Notre Dame, been a little disappointing team this year, but they're still 12 in the rankings. I've got Navy getting a win right here, actually, though. I think Navy's really good. Missouri and Alabama, I think this will be like the South Carolina game that Alabama played. I don't think the Tide's going to play well, but they get an ugly win in this matchup. Tech versus TCU. Tech goes to Fort Worth, and they get a big win right here in Fort Worth. Number 5, Texas versus number 25, Vanderbilt. The Longhorns come back from a devastating loss last weekend versus Georgia. Give me the Longhorns by about 14 in Nashville. Then SMU versus Duke. To make that matchup so great we talked about at the beginning here, SMU needs to win against Duke this coming Friday they play. No, not for sure when they play. Friday or Saturday. Give me SMU in a close win versus the Blue Devils. So y'all, this is all I have today. What a matchup. Y'all, so many matchups this weekend. If you're not doing anything, go to one of these games in your area. If you have never really gone to a Texas high school football game, maybe your kids are out of high school now. Maybe you're out of high school now. Go to one of these games. The matchups will be so great. You need to experience it. Not only are they rivalries, but they're huge district matchups that means so much to the teams and so much to the communities. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all of that. We'll see y'all in the next video.